Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Now, I don't know if you remember in the early days of this YouTube channel, I used to talk about albums that were wall-to-wall bangers, and I used to just... I think I did one about Reckless, the Bryan Adams record, which I just think is completely flawless, top to bottom. Love it. But I've just been informed that it's the 30th anniversary, if you can believe that, of In Utero, the Nirvana album, which was always my favourite Nirvana record for lots of reasons. I'll talk about those and we'll listen to a couple of songs and enjoy and celebrate that brilliant piece of work. First of all, though, I'll sing the theme tune. Can't say fairer than that, can I? Justin Hawkins rides again. Yeah. Oh, just had a little jam there. So yeah, let's have a look at In Utero on here. Serve the servants. Again. It feels like those are sevenths in there. I mean, for all the simplicity of a lot of grunge stuff, Nirvana's cool. There's kind of interesting chord voicings and sevenths and stuff, and it makes it sound playful when we know in our hearts that that's not what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like it just has that. And Scentless Apprentice, that just has that. Remember songs like. On the Queen album, Jazz, like go down, what was that called again? More of that jazz, and then fun it as well. Just a super iconic drum beat, and then it doesn't really matter what happens after that. And I think it was produced by Steve Albini. Steve Albini is a person that makes records where everything that he records is super organic. Often, most of the elements are played live. There might be minimal overdubbage going on. But what's really interesting about his work, I think, is that it can create... Like, if the band's great, then it's a great record because everything sounds amazing. If the band's not in form... It's a brilliant document of a not informed band, and it can be a horrible record. And I've always enjoyed Steve Albini's kind of, openness about the fact that he makes horrible records if bands don't play well. That's just what it sounds like, I don't know. There's something really, really cool about the way he does stuff, and I know that Foxy Shazam worked with him as well, which is. I mean, I'm quite envious of that. I'd love to have worked with Steve Albini. I think he's great. In Utero is Nirvana's third and final studio album and is released in 1993. Nirvana hired Steve Albini to record In Utero, seeking a more complex, abrasive sound that was reminiscent of their work prior to Nevermind, stuff like Bleach and all that. There's a great letter, actually. I used to look at this website that had sort of interesting bits of correspondence and missives that were significant culturally, and there was one great letter that Steve Albini wrote to Kurt Cobain just saying, this is how much I will charge, and it wasn't a lot of money. Didn't want to make money on the back end of it, just was offering his services to record the album that he felt like they needed to make to sort of reassert themselves as an edgy and attitudinally challenging band after doing something that crossed over, and they went with him, and I think that's awesome. Although Kurt Cobain claimed that the album was very impersonal, many of its songs contained heavy allusions to his personal life and struggles, expressing feelings of angst that were common to the band's previous album. It was recorded over 2 weeks in February 1993 at Pachyderm Studios in Cannon Falls, Minnesota. Presumably that's where Steve Albini does all his stuff. I mean, the big song on this has got to be Heart-Shaped Box, hasn't it? Now that's a chord sequence that I've talked about before. Little Diablo bit there. You do that. New, new, new. It's sympathetic to the rising motif of the classic Bond theme. And even though that sequence has appeared in loads of the more modern Bond themes, I always refer to it as the heart-shaped box chord sequence. And it's one of my favourites. It's completely iconic. You can listen to this all day. And when you look at the lyrics there, he says, "She eyes me like a Pisces when I am weak." Somebody recently told me that because of the time of day that I was born, there's a lot of Aries in me, and that's what makes me, I don't know, motivated and ambitious, or I don't know, determined, I suppose. And the Pisces part of it is what nearly ruined me. You know, it's the oversensitivity to criticism, not being able to cope, and all those things. So he's perceived it as weakness in the first line. "I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for weeks, drawn into your magnet tar pit trap. I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn black." He was a genius, wasn't he? Anyway, yeah, after recording finished, rumours circulated that DGC might not release the album due to Albini's abrasive and uncommercial sound, and the album was mastered by Bob Ludwig, who's another mastering legend, to achieve a more desirable sound for Nirvana and their label. And then the band later hired Scott Litt to remix the singles All Apologies, Heart-Shaped Box, and Penny Royalty to Albini's Chagrin and Dismay. In Utero was a major commercial and critical success. Critics praised the album's raw, unconventional sound and Cobain's lyricism. And it reached number 1 on the US Billboard 200 and UK albums chart. And Heart-Shaped Box and All Apologies reached number 1 on the Billboard Alternative Songs chart. I know there's a lot of different charts in America, but that's a great result. And the album is certified 5 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. And it's sold 15 million copies worldwide. So if you haven't got one, go and get one. It was the final Nirvana album before Kurt Cobain's death in 1994, and they just released the 30th anniversary reissue this week. So yeah, today I'm going to go back to the original just because it's the original, and that's the one that I kind of fell in love with, really. Here's a challenging song. I mean, this is something that I always talk about. Like, I remember Nirvana coming up, and then all the people that were the sports guys and the jocks and the ones that weren't interested in music and thought I was a nerd because I was playing guitar, suddenly they were playing guitar. Cheeky c***s. They just fucking decided to come and do my thing because they heard Nirvana. But a lot of people were doing little sort of grunge bands around East Anglia, and they were all playing Rape Me, which I think, I don't know, that's a very, very early example of a CNC, consensual consensual non-consent. I'm not sure how it works really. Frances Farmer will have her revenge on Seattle. Yes, I'm relieving. So I think that's the best thing about grunge for me was always like the exercise in dynamics. Like the quiet bits were unbelievably quiet. The loud bits were just fucking taking your face off. And everything in between was just like, wow. It's such a great musical movement. I just think anybody who dislikes grunge, they probably didn't see enough of it to really get it. And I think there's a lot of stuff that's post-grunge and came from the same scene, but really was just rock, you know. Grunge, this is grunge, the way it should be done, the way Mother Nature intended. Back in the town, the sun is gone, I had a light, the day's done. But it's almost like every time I listen to In Utero, I just think I can probably... There's something roomy about the drums, you know, that you can't... I don't think you can really trick that. It's like, it sounds like he's playing a drum set in front of like one of those cobbled walls, you know, when they have those in studios, and it's designed to create a sort of slapbacky, roomy thing. that isn't always flattering. But if you've got a drummer like Dave Grohl, then yeah, it's going to sound fucking amazing. You know, I won't go through all of these because we've already said what we need to say. But go and listen to In Utero. It's 30 years since that came out, and it's a great record. My favourite Nirvana album, and I love Nirvana. So there you go. Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these 2 videos, and join the mailing list for some goodies that nobody else will be privy to. Lots of love to you guys. See you on the ice? Yeah, see you on the ice. Again.